Meanwhile, there is some good news for Trump. This is something that he's going to hit home upon. The U.S. economy, believe it or not, has grown at a historic pace for the third quarter of this fiscal year. But the deep scars from the COVID-19 recession could in fact take more than a year to heal. Now, the world's largest economy has injected more than $3 trillion worth of money during the pandemic to try and provide relief for the people. And this, of course, has gone in as direct consumer spending into the American economy. Now, partially recovering from the collapse in the economic output earlier this year, the U.S. economy has rebounded for the third quarter at a jaw-dropping 33%. This is the last major economic scorecard before the next week's presidential election. The economy still remains 3.5% below its level at the end of 2019, and incomes have still been lower in the third quarter. Now, the government's relief package for the people of the United States of America has provided a huge lifeline for many businesses and also for the unemployed people. And this is what has helped for a pretty sharp spike in consumer spending, which on its own has contributed to about a 76% increase in consumer spending. Now, with 5 days to go for the big election day, U.S. President Donald Trump cheered the report. Now, Trump celebrated the 33% growth for this quarter between July till September, by far the largest quarterly gain on record in American history, making up ground from its epic plunge that had been witnessed in the spring season, when the coronavirus had resulted in lockdowns, resulting in businesses being shut for several months, and it had also thrown millions of workers out of their jobs.
This is the greatest number, 33.1%. If you asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said, I'll take 12%. 12% would have been very nice. Nobody ever heard of 12%. 33.1. And let me tell you what they're going to do. I never even thought of this one. They won't even talk about it. This is the biggest event in business in 50 years. Nobody's ever seen a number like this. This is bigger than any nation. No nation has a number like that.
Meanwhile, Trump's Democrat challenger Joe Biden has highlighted the lack of a full recovery and also the rapidly petering growth spurt. Economists have warned that the economy is already weakening again and is facing some renewed threats as confirmed while cases are surging. Now, hiring has again slowed down in the United States. Federal stimulus help has largely run out. However, it did ease the problem of unemployment to a very large extent, where tens of millions of Americans had in fact applied for unemployment benefits. More than 228,000 people in the United States have lost their lives on account of the virus. Now, the government stimulus has now run out, plus there is no further federal aid inside this year. So how much can this growth for 1 quarter benefit Donald Trump in the elections next week? We spoke on this issue with our correspondent Jagrati Dave, who had earlier joined us from Washington, D.C., and this is what she had to say. Listen.
The GDP is something that all the time. When it comes to criticisms of his handling of the coronavirus pandemic, he talks about how the economy is doing. It's sort of a pivot maneuver that he does. And his re-election until the pandemic was very much banking on this strong economy argument. You know, he said that he would, under his tenure until the pandemic, he has, touted good economic numbers. So the 33.1 figure that came out today is another chance for President Trump to sort of talk about how well the economy is doing under his watch. It allows him to slam Joe Biden, saying that Joe Biden would close down the country and would destroy the economy. Of course, Joe Biden says that he's not about shutting down the economy. He wants to shut down the virus. And his pitch to the American people is to try to convince them that under his watch he would be able to control the pandemic better, which wouldn't require shutdowns, which many health experts are worried that might have to happen if the coronavirus case numbers continue spiking in the way that they are at the moment.